So sometimes, James, I'll just throw out a stat, a fact, something, and just let people respond to it. Miami's been in this conference for 21 seasons. They have no ACC championships, and it's pretty astonishing. I don't know that a lot of people outside of Florida State circles realize the dominance when you play in a conference for 33 years and you win 16 of the championships. Nobody's doing that. Oklahoma did for about the same spell of time, a little bit less, actually. They were like 14 out of 28, about 50%. But that is serious stuff right there.
It was Bobby's conference to lose for most of his tenure at Florida State. And even then, like when you think about some of the teams that have gone on to win the ACC, when Florida State hasn't, it's been someone like those teams will always be remembered at that school, right? Those teams wouldn't even get a day at Florida State. So Maryland and Ralph Friedgen, like I had to explain to my intern, I had to who he was. I'm like, Ralph Friedgen was a really good offensive mind at Maryland. They had a 110-win season. They won the ACC. When you think about NC State, I believe they won it one of the years, and that was with like Phillip Rivers, T.A. McClendon. I can't think of the wide receiver. Jericho Cotchery, just Mario Williams, Tank, Manny Lawson. Basically, they had four guys who ended up being first-round draft picks on the D-line. They had a squad. They'll always be remembered. And Chuck Amato kind of knew the blueprint. When you're thinking about what Georgia Tech did and just completely turned the world, like put us in a time machine and brought back the wing T to power forward. Like, so he's winning because nobody knows how to stop a wing T because we forgot it existed. And then Virginia Tech, obviously with Beamer doing a really, really good job in the few times that he had it. But you go back and you hear those teams. And there have been some really good Miami teams in the last 21 seasons. For them to not be able to get it is absolutely crazy. And I know they don't like that. Like they pretend, oh, well, we're this. And especially last year. Last year really tripped me out because you had the best quarterback in college football. And you still you couldn't get it done then. So it's like eventually I think Miami's going to throw enough talent at it that, maybe in 40 seasons they'll get one. But like right now it's just crazy. But kind of tough. It reminds me like when I tell people about LeBron, they're like, "Oh, LeBron sucks. He's not that good. He's not this." And like 50% of his seasons ended with him being in the finals. That's never been done before. Like very few people have ever done that. Like that's hard. That's not an easy accomplishment. So, but kudos to that. Everybody wants to win a national championship. People forget conference championships are hard to get as well. So, whatever.
Yeah. Anybody in NBA history that's accomplished that was playing for the Celtics and they were playing like in a 12-team league. You're Bill Russell. You're somebody like that.